the IR Conclave, onto a much debated topic, and that's women workforce. We already have a proven business case for more women in the corporate field. But what more can be done through gender-related compliance laws? Here's a look. While it is established that women are a force to reckon with at the workplace, there is indeed much more room for them to fill in the corporate world. Rituparna Chakraborty of the Indian Staffing Federation is of the view that the strictness in the sexual harassment law has restricted women employment, and certain provisions in gender law need to be relaxed to bring women into the formal workforce.
If you notice, our workforce participation is 29%, which is by far one of the lowest in the world. The only countries which are ahead of us in this are Iran, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia. Even countries like Somalia, Bahrain, Malaysia are ahead of us. In comparison to all the BRIC nations, we are at the lowest. The point that I'm making is that in reality, what is the reason behind it? I mean, few people say that it's happening because in urban areas, women are studying longer. Can that explain the gap? I don't think so. Many people are saying that given that a lot of jobs are being available in the rural areas, those people are not moving anymore, or they have chosen not to work anymore. But the fact which we are missing is when we're doing all these calculations, we obviously are not able to tap into the informal sector hiring. If you look at it, the irony is that 29% is a misnomer. There are far more women who are working in this country. It's just that they're in the unorganized sector. They're in the informal sector where they have no recognition, they have no benefits, there is no credibility.
So what kind of amendments are required in women-specific labour laws to help increase their employment? G. Madhuri of T.S. Gopalan and Company explains.
The amendments are actually coming into place right now. For example, in the Factories Act, the Lok Sabha has proposed a recent amendment in respect of employment of women in night shifts. They have liberalized it, they have opened it so that the women can be employed in night shifts, subject to state giving certain parameters like they have to be picked up, ensure their safety, there is no harassment, special facilities are provided for them at the time of night shifts. So those are there. And they also, said that the women can be engaged in, heavy workload also, except if they're not pregnant. So they are slowly amending it, but then it is not coming to as much as it is what is required to. So we hope that, once, as we go step by step, once this legislation comes into force, we hope that the next step also we go by.
Another constraint is the practicality of implementing the law, especially those related to sexual harassment at the workplace. Shri Bhumi Yasaswani of Kasturi Associates emphasizes the need for better understanding and coordinated policy formulation.
I'm going to write a negative report. First thing, the law is not adequate. It's not been framed with, the right kind of inputs. So there are a lot of lacunae that have to be attended to, and the only way that you can do it is actually have employers reporting back, collecting their feedback, and then trying to amend the law, and protection to men is absolutely nil. So it's very bad. And as far as compliance is concerned, it's very minimal. It's very minimal. People are still trying to understand the act, and all the practical difficulties that are out here, it's making it difficult for the people to actually comply, because they're not able to understand what they should do in given circumstances, whether this is allowed, this is not allowed. So it's a lot of confusion still out. There's nothing much. We have to encourage more of understanding of the enactment, more of improvisation. This act especially needs a good, big, nice amendment in the coming future.
Time now for the concluding session of the IR Conclave that took up imminent and impending issues of labour compliance, such as engagement of trainees, outsourcing of contract labour, and dealing with trade unions. Topping the list of impending issues is dealing with trade unions, made evident with the recent labour unrest at car maker Maruti's manufacturing hub. Senior advocate K.M. Nayak makes a pitch for a more balanced set of business conduct guidelines.
It is not a question that you are being penalized. Throughout the country, the contract labor is really being exploited according to the unions. So therefore, this is going to be a national issue. So much so that even politicians may be confronted with this issue. So therefore, that needs to be addressed what is the meaning of Rule 25 central and the state rules 25, which provides for equal work, equal pay, but it is not being done. It is not being complied with. Okay, that is the matter. This is one. Secondly, about if you want to close down an industry employing 100 or more workmen, you have to take prior permission. You want to retrench people, you have to make prior application to the state government for permission. This is an issue for compliance. It becomes very, very impracticable. So laws needs to be amended. Laws need to be amended so that there is freedom to the employers to organize and reorganize their business.
In most cases, labor unions are of the view that they are being exploited, leading to instances of violence and indiscipline. The managing partner at Michael Dias and Associates recommends adherence to the Industrial Disputes Act to set up a grievance settlement committee in every organization.
We are all familiar with the Trade Union Act. My best piece of advice to all Indian employers is not to shun trade unions as pariah. What you really need to do is to address the issues raised by them and in a pragmatic manner evaluate the demands that they are making. If they are fair and just, I don't believe you need to take too much time to resolve them. Alternatively, yes, I do believe that sometimes trade unions make exorbitant demands or demands that are neither fair nor just nor equitable. In that scenario, let me tell you, the Industrial Disputes Act that we have is extremely robust and can deal with all these scenarios in a fair, legal and proper manner.
With the questions part at least, no more
Another issue that was brought to light was the engagement and laws governing trainees. Anil Kaushik of Business Manager magazine says companies have to conform to relevant laws to promote skill building and employment.
Trainees engagement nowadays in the industry is very common, and it is also good from the angle that the government also wants skill building and encouragement of the boys and the persons of the industry, so that employers should give them opportunity to look at the arena and the opportunity, so that boys who are not completely trained or completely educated, they should get an opportunity in the industry to get trained. But at that angle, employer need to take care that those people are not exploited. They should be fully trained, they should be given an opportunity for employment, and if not, they should be trained in such a way that they are able to make their way and life ahead in the employment future after leaving the industry.
Well, it's a wrap here at the IR Conclave. Remember, compliance has consequences. It leads to better governance, more trust and higher profits. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.